Listen to me very carefully. If you are an OTR driver, an owner operator, or you're looking to get into the box truck game in 2026, there is one thing and only one thing that can park your truck faster than a blown engine. It's not the brokers, it's not the fuel prices, it's not even the DOT officer at the scale. It is the FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. Now, I'm seeing it every day in my comments. And one of my subscribers just told me that he watched 7 of my videos and they helped him with some issues with his license and his clearinghouse. So I had to make this video. So shout out to One God Only 9832. This video is for you, and hopefully it will help someone like the other videos helped you. So here's the problem. Most of you are treating the clearinghouse like a one and done registration. You think because you signed up in 2024 or 2025 that you're good. Well, you're wrong. The rules for 2026 has shifted. The integration between the clearinghouse and your state driver's licensing agency, your SDLA, is now seamless. If you fail a query today, your CDL is downgraded tomorrow. No mail, no warning, just prohibited status. Now, on this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate the Clearinghouse Survival Guide so you can keep your money moving and your license clean. For those of you who don't know me, and this is your first time on the channel, my name is Marcellus. I'm an owner operator, and the name of my company is MBR Transportation, and I have a Class B CDL. I drive a 33,000-pound box truck, and I have drivers out there on the road right now. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a desk clerk at the FMCSA. I'm a guy who has to run these queries every single year for my own business. I'm a guy who has to make sure my company stays compliant so the company that I have a contract with will keep renewing my final mile contract. And I've built the box truck blueprint, and you can click the link in the description box below for the free webinar to check it out. I've also helped some of you through the Final Mile Contract Plug Pack, which I created, that has a list of 25 companies that are looking for owner operators to run final mile contracts in your area. And what I've learned is that the technical stuff is what kills most trucking businesses. Now, you can have the best truck, the best wraps, and the best fuel card, but if you don't understand the compliance side, you are building your house on sand. So let's get into the meat of this. Let's talk about why the clearinghouse exists and why 2026 is different. In the past, the clearinghouse was just a database. If you had a violation, it sat there. Unless an employer checked it, you could technically keep driving on your physical plastic license. Well, those days are over. And as of late 2024 and moving into 2026, the FMCSA has mandated that every state licensing agency must pull CDL privileges from anyone in the prohibited status. That means if you have a hit in the clearinghouse, whether it's a failed test, a refusal to test, or even a paperwork error, the clearinghouse sends a digital bat signal to your state's DMV. They don't ask questions. They just downgrade your CDL to a regular Class D license. Now imagine you're out on a route, you're doing your delivery, and you get pulled over for a random inspection. The officer runs your license. It comes back as a regular license. Now you're driving a commercial vehicle without a CDL. Now your truck is impounded, your insurance is going to drop you, and your business is done. This is why we have to be proactive. You cannot afford to be reactive with the federal government. Let's walk through the setup. If you are a new driver, you need to register as a driver. But if you are an owner operator, listen to me, you have two hats to wear. You have to register as an employer and as a driver. A lot of you are messing this up. You're registering as a driver and thinking that you're compliant. But as an owner operator, you are the company. You are the one responsible for running the annual queries on yourself. Yes, you heard that right. You have to pay the FMCSA to check your own record to prove to the FMCSA that you are clean. Hey, I know you're enjoying the video, but check this out. If you're tired of the same old routine, chasing load boards, dealing with brokers who never pay what you're worth, or getting stuck in gig app madness, listen up. It's time to ditch all of that. With my final mile contract plug pack that I created, you're not just stepping away from the gig apps, you're also saying goodbye to the brokers and you're saying bye to the lowball lows for good. All right. With the contract plug pack, you get real contracts, real companies, and the whole toolkit: email templates, SOPs, and everything you need to run things on your own terms. So if you're ready to break free from all that hassle, click the link in the description box below and let's get you set up with steady, reliable contracts and real paydays. Let's make it happen. It sounds crazy, but it's the law. When you sign up, you must link your portal account or your US DOT number. If you don't have your DOT number linked, you can't buy query credits. And if you don't buy credits, you can't run the annual check. And if you don't run the annual check, that's a fine that starts at thousands of dollars per violation. So go to clearinghouse.fmcsa.dot.gov right now. Make sure your role is correct. If you have employees like I have, you must be registered as the employer. You need to have their consent on file. Don't wait until the DOT audit to realize your driver isn't even in your clearinghouse dashboard. Now let's talk about queries. There are two types, full and limited. A limited query is what I run every year for my drivers. It just tells me if there's information in the system. If that limited query comes back with a hit, I have 24 hours to run a full query. A full query requires the driver to log into their account and give digital consent. This is where the seventh video subscriber probably got stuck. If you are a driver and your boss says, I need to run a query, you have to have your own login ready. You have to be able to hit approve. If you don't approve it, you can't drive. So here is a pro tip for my owner operators. Buy your query credits in bulk. They are $1.25 each. Don't just buy one. Buy 10. Keep them in your bank so when you hire a new driver or it's time for your annual check, you aren't fumbling with the credit card at 2 a.m. trying to get compliant. Now, let's talk about the nightmare scenario. What happens if you or your driver gets a violation? Maybe it was a refusal test. Did you know that if you walk away from a drug test because the line was too long, that can be marked as a refusal? And a refusal is treated exactly like a positive test. Now, once you are prohibited, you have to go through the SAP program. That's the substance abuse professional process. You cannot just wait 6 months and hope it goes away. It stays there forever until you complete the return to duty process. You have to find the SAP, you have to do the evaluation, and you have to do the follow-up testing. And as the employer, you have to report when the driver has completed their return to duty test. I've seen guys spend $3,000 to $5,000 just to get their cleared status back. It is much cheaper to stay clean and stay compliant than it is to fix a mistake. You see, me personally, I follow what I call the Fab Six business leaders, and two of them are guys like Myron Golden and Alex Hermosi. And what they teach is that systems run businesses. The clearinghouse is just a system. If you hate the government, that's fine. If you think the rules are too strict, I mean, I hear you. But if you want to make 10,000, 15,000, or 20,000 a month with your box truck or your semi, you have to respect the system. You need a compliance calendar. January, check all medical records. February, run your clearinghouse annual queries. March, review your vehicle maintenance logs. Now, don't be a freestyle trucker. Freestyle truckers are the ones I see on the side of the road with their plates taken. Be a professional. That is the difference between a job and a business. A job is just you driving a truck. A business is you managing a fleet and a set of systems that generate revenue regardless of whether you are behind the wheel. I want all of you that's watching this video to win in 2026. The trucking industry is changing. The final mile is growing, but the barrier to entry is getting higher because of these regulations. That's actually good news for you. Why? Because most people are too lazy to learn this stuff. They'll watch one video, get confused, and quit. But you're here, you're learning. If this video helped you understand the clearinghouse better, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and turn on post notifications. And like that subscriber, One God Only 9832 said, it might take 7 videos, but eventually the light bulb is going to go off. Now, if you want the full roadmap, not just the compliance, but the contracts, the credits, and the equipment, you need to check out the box truck blueprint that I have. It's a free webinar. The link is in the description box below. I also have the final mile contract plug pack link below. That's if you're ready to stop looking for loads on the load board and dealing with brokers and start looking for contracts. And while you're still here, check out the video below on the screen where I talk about the Wild West of trucking. I talk about the ticket spreading game drivers played in the 70s and the 80s, the difference between the old chauffeur's license and the CDL, the grandfather clause for the OG drivers out there, and why the 1992 deadline professionalized the trucking business. Now, once again, I'm Marcellus with Trucker with MBR. Keep your head up, keep your record clean, and let's get to work. I'll see you on the next video.